NBC Nightly News next.
Pope John Paul II, the head of the Roman Catholic Church for a quarter century, has died in Rome. Tonight, John Paul's life, his legacy, the outpouring of emotion around the world, and the future of the Roman Catholic Church.
The death of Pope John Paul II. This is a special edition of NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams.
Good evening. An incredible journey, an extraordinary life has come to an end. Pope John Paul II died today. The announcement came shortly after 2:30 this afternoon Eastern Time, when the Vatican announced that after 26 years, 5 months, and 16 days, this extraordinary papacy has come to an end. In the end, his body was ravaged by age, by Parkinson's disease. He was breathing and eating through tubes, and it was kidney and heart failure that took his life. He died his own way, at home and on his own terms. He led the Catholic Church much the same way. Tonight, to begin our extensive coverage, NBC News correspondent Keith Miller, who has covered so much of this papacy, with us tonight from the Vatican. Keith, good evening.
Brian, the rituals surrounding the death of a pope have now been completed. Pope John Paul II's personal ring with his insignia on it has been broken, indicating that his papacy has come to a close. The Vatican apartments, where the windows are still aglow tonight, are being sealed with lead, not to be reopened until the election of the next pope. The death of Pope John Paul II did not come as a surprise, but it certainly had the power to shock. The square was already filling with people for a recital of the Rosary when Archbishop Leonardo Sandri got the word that Pope John Paul II had died.
Carissimi fratelli e sorelle,
he interrupted the prayer service to deliver the news.
Il nostro amatissimo Santo Padre Giovanni
Our
Paolo
Holy
II
Father, John Paul, he said, has returned to the house of the Father. The vast crowd fell silent. The lights in the papal apartment still glowed, but it was no longer the home of John Paul. The international media got word by email that the Pope had passed away at 9:37. He died of heart and kidney failure. He was last seen in public on Wednesday. It was a picture of suffering. The Pope was enduring the advanced stages of Parkinson's disease. His heart and kidneys were about to fail. The great communicator could no longer even speak. Such a contrast to the vigorous papacy that spanned more than a quarter of a century. But in February, breathing difficulties landed him in the hospital twice. He never fully recovered from the throat surgery necessary so he could breathe. The medical bulletins grew more grim. The people visiting